Greetings, all travelers of the cryptoverse. What I have before you here, honestly, I think this could be among the best charts and best Bitcoin analysis you may find on YouTube. If you actually watch my videos, the vertical lines are the CME Bitcoin futures expiration dates monthly. Last Friday every month. Basically started over here in November of 2020. That's about a 15% dump. I'm just going to spend a few seconds talking about this, and then I'll get to the trade down here. This is what I want to show you. I'm going to start showing my trade so there's no confusion on what I'm talking about. So I'm going to remove that. And then this white vertical line is basically where this trend started. And we're in the 10th month, end of the 10th month coming. So this is 10 solid months of this playing out, starting at this vertical white line. See the green pump away from it. Let's just get rid of that, so we can free up your mind. What you're looking at here, that white line wasn't bad, but anyways, red dump down January, green pump away, red dump down end of February. Now this is March, green pump away, red dump down, green pump away. Let me go to hike and a see for you new folks. For the people who watch my videos, bear with me. I'll get to something a little different here. I just want to make this clear what I'm talking about. This is hiking a C, showing the trends. Red down into March, start of April, green pump, red down into April. It's not perfect. It's not to the exact day, but it's down towards that area, right? Green pump away, red dump down, and then green pump away. It regains and right back to the right there, able to regain the pattern. Red dump down into June, green pump away in July. First week of July, big red dump going down. This was altered, little B word conference. There's big time billionaires and stuff, basically celebrity entities in Bitcoin and crypto that have it's in their best interest to not let Bitcoin go below 28,000. So keep that in mind for all future reference. What facts do we probably know for sure? Or not for sure, but this is a fact of Bitcoin. So let's put that white line here, horizontal. Let's just put that right there. Boom. There's the floor. This is that white line there. Horizontal is going to probably be protected by Elon Musk and Michael Saylor and Kathy Woods and Jack Dorsey and all the celebrity, quote unquote, celebrity entities that have big time influence in the crypto market, specifically Bitcoin. That white line will probably be protected, so keep that in mind. I think it's pretty obvious to me that this B word conference was intentional. As you can see, I have the green vertical line here. Dump away from it. That could play out here. I'm not totally convinced that this is going to have a huge dump, although I think it's extremely likely. Well, I mean, we've basically just had a huge dump in the last 24 hours. So, but I mean, a huger than huge dump, right? One of these giant red cascades. I'll get to that here in a second. But green pump away. Let's get rid of this. Green pump away. And this is about a 9% dump here in August. Green pump away in the first week of September. Red dump down. First week of October, green pump away. And that's where we're currently sitting. Let me get off the hike and a C. Actually, you know what? The hike and a C is actually showing a red candle on the hike and a C. So we'll see how that goes. Generally, when it starts printing red, we're looking for a bigger dump. There's been few cases where it turned back green again. So just keep an eye on it. But anyways, let's go to candlesticks. Let's go to candles. All right, my last video I made was up here, about 66,000. Last few videos I've been talking about, I hope I can get some money in, And unfortunately, I didn't get my money in until I get paid the 21st. And I should have had more money ready to go. I wasn't expecting the last couple of weeks of this giant push, but this is basically a hype pump, right? This is basically an ETF pump. And anyone that knows anything, it's not even a Bitcoin ETF, right? It's just something social media can get a hold of and pump to the public. In my opinion, it's a futures ETF, fiat-based futures of Bitcoin price. So I think it actually might hurt Bitcoin in the long run. What you're looking at here, this whole chart is based on a futures product, and it's Bitcoin's having these giant dumps down to the monthly closures of a Bitcoin futures product. So I don't know what more fiat-based Bitcoin futures products are going to do, but I don't know why it would be celebrated. But anyways, let's get to my trade down here. As you can see, if you've been watching my videos, basically this whole month of October, I've been talking about this, and it's playing out basically just like I said. We had the big red daily candle. Bear with me. My screen recorder makes my Chromebook struggle. 66.5 to 61.5, almost a 5,000, not quite 5,000, about a $5,000 red candle. This is the daily candles. My last video, I was comparing what was about to happen to the Coinbase hype pump to the old all-time high. There was basically indecision, and then a little sign of weakness on the second day after the all-time high, and then the third day, bigger sign of weakness. The fourth day after the all-time high, just a major disaster. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's about what's to happen. But you know, Elon Musk could come out and say Tesla is now accepting Bitcoin again, and we could be looking at 70,000 tomorrow, right? So that's the kind of market we're in. Let me get to my trade down here before I yammer on too much longer. So as I've been saying, I've been looking for this, waiting for this to come down. I don't know. Let me just draw in some horizontal lines to places this could stop. I'll put one at, say, about, let's just call it about 52. Let's put another one at, say, 41. That old 41 to 42,000 area. Perhaps one here around 47, 48,000. Call it 48,000 there. Let's get rid of this bottom one. It's going to get confusing. Another likely spot would be kind of this old. I'm under the opinion that Bitcoin basically topped out February 21st of 2021 at right about 59,000, 60,000 area. So it's only went over that a couple times, and it's mainly not lasted more than a week. The Coinbase IPO is the big one. So let's just put it right at about 60,000, high 59s. Let's put it at 59,500. Likely places this dump could bounce off of. Now, this isn't day trading advice. This isn't day trading targets. I suppose it could be used for that if that's what you want to do, but that's not what I'm doing. If you look at the trade below, I've had this trade open starting in August. I was going to get my money together to get back into my long trading method. I was expecting this to come down, but when it started going up, I don't know. I just, bottom line, I should have had more money ready to go. Last couple of days, I wanted to get in my shorts at 66, 67. I was trying to. They wouldn't let me use a credit card for some reason. They wouldn't let me deposit, but anyways, long story short, I got paid today and I got some money in here. So as you can see down here now, my liquidation price is now at 76,000. I was wanting to move that up to about 80, and I would have had I been able to get in earlier today. 76,000 liquidation price. My entry price is now a little shy of 51,000. I know this is where I lost people in the past, so that's why I'm showing it now to explain my method. So I was doing this over here on the bull side. I started here, and I was using low leverage and little tiny increments, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of little increments, and all through here, and just with basically starting with very little. And here I was starting to eyeball buying a house with cash, and that's my plan, is to buy a house with cash. So what you see here is it might be hard to tell right now, but this will soon start to take shape. What I'm doing, I'm now up to $1,000 trade. I'm in profit $40. I've already realized $40 of profit. So, but this number here will continue to rise. So I'm the maker. I'm using limit orders, and I'm the maker. And on the maker, I'm being paid to hold my short positions as the maker of the order. So the bulls are coming in, and they're the taker of the order, right? And they're paying this site. They pay the site's money for funding their loans, their margin loans, their leverage. And the site turns around and gives me some of that money in a positive way. So they're paying me as the taker or as the maker of the order to have this open. So this would work even if I was paying a negative funding rate. If I were $40 down in realized profit, this method would still work. But just the fact, this is just a kicker. This is a cherry on top, right? The fact that I can sit here and I can say I want Bitcoin to go to 100,000 while I'm shorting, or I can say I want Bitcoin to go down to 10,000 while I'm shorting, right? I don't care. So I've kind of got the composite man wrapped up, right? And that's what I was doing all the way from November 2020 to May 2021, and it was working excellent. It was extremely effective. And so I'm basically doing the same thing now, but I'm just using shorts because I do believe this was the bull side, however you want to look at it. Here, the story changed. I do believe this is still a cycle playing out. Even if it goes up to 100,000, I've made my decision, right? My decision's already made how I'm going to play this. So even if it goes up to 100,000, I will continue to, the most important thing is that I have dry powder, right? That I have money that I can put in and keep my liquidation price going up and up and up and up. But the reason, basically the decision I've made, right? If I can spit it out, the decision I made down here was that I identified this as a market going up, right? And I could make mistakes. I could buy the tops of all these and little, so what I'm doing is kind of a hybrid. You always hear dollar cost averaging as a great way to invest, because if you put in $5 a day, you end up buying all the tops and all the bottoms, right? And you have a medium ground, and dollar cost averaging. So that's kind of what I'm doing. This is kind of dollar cost averaging and leverage trading. It's a bit of a hybrid. So it works as long as the market goes up, right? That's what I was saying back here. As long as the market goes up, what I'm doing will basically always work, right? But Elon Musk said, I think we want to, have some weird wrench thrown into this cycle, right? So, I don't know. I just depressing thinking about that. Because I was here in May. I was a life changer. So long story short, now I identify this as a market that's going to come down, right? So, but I'm not saying right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying right now. I'm not saying it's coming. It might go up. Say it goes up to $120,000 somehow in this cycle, right? But that's fine in little tiny increments, low leverage as it goes up and up and up. But it's going to end up, right? It's going to end up coming down, right? So over here, what I'm doing was working because I knew it was going up, right? I knew that the end sum was going up, but that's not true anymore. That's not true anymore, right? So the end sum here, basically, no matter if it goes to 200,000 or if 67,000 is the top, it's right. No matter how high it goes from this point on, what's it going to do? It's going to come down, right? So the fact I'm getting paid to just have this open is like I said earlier, it's a cherry on top. It just makes it even better. So right now I'm up with the money I got in. I'm up about 12% in realized profit. So let me show you what I'm doing here. Let's see, I have $120 to play with here. And today, when I got my money in, Bitcoin was at 62,300, and I instantly put in about half of what I was able to deposit today in the short position that you see down here. I could have went all, right? But see the prices come up back to 63,300 now. So that's how I do it. Since then, I wasn't sure, right? Earlier today, it looked like this could be just a cascading red event. So I wasn't sure. So I wanted to get half my money in right away. So, but since then, I've been just doing these little increments. See, like right now, I'm going to do 10%. I'm going to do 10% of my, which is $12. I have $120, right? So I'm just going to put in 10% right now. So you always hear dollar cost averaging as a great way to invest. So basically that's what I'm doing here. But I mean, it's not investing, but laddering in little tiny increments. basically what I'm describing is I can basically do everything wrong. Every single little trade I can make can be wrong, right? So I'm kind of idiot proofing it, right? Just say I'm an idiot and I've idiot proofed it. So I can be wrong and wrong. I can be wrong thousands and thousands of these little trades. I can be wrong and wrong. The only thing I need to be right about is this is a cycle that's going to come down, right? It's going to come down at some point. It's coming down, right? That's the only thing. That's the only decision. Only thing I need to be right about is that this is going to come down at some point, right? And the only thing I need to concern myself with is my liquidation price, which is now at 76,000, right? That's the only two things that matter. So I'm not telling anyone to do this. I just want to describe what I'm doing so I don't seriously confuse people out there. When I make, like my thumbnails, so dump, crash, dump, so I need to be careful with making thumbnails like that. So I just want people to understand what I'm doing. So here I'm going to put in 10%. I'm going to put in $12 order here. So see how it says the current limit order is expected to be closed at market price. That's not what I want to do. I want it all to be limit. I want everything I do, I want to be limit. So my screen recorder slows down my computer, so bear with me here. I'm going to refresh this page. Up in the left-hand corner, you can see I'm at limit order, right? 63,240. So I don't want if the price goes down, my order won't fill. So see now it says limit order. It doesn't say anything about market. So I'm going to confirm that. And my screen recorder is slowing everything down. And it might actually, the messages might not come in, unfortunately, the way they should, or the way they would if my screen recorder wasn't eating up all my computing power. Okay, so my order is now submitted. Here, see this right there, 63,240, and unfortunately the price dipped. My screen recorder is slowing everything down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cancel that order. Try that again real quick. See if we can get one to fill on while I'm recording. Now it's down to 63,220. There it goes. There it goes. It just filled. So now you can see my liquidation price now is all the way up to 76,212. Right? My entry price is bearing down on 51,000. So basically, at this point, I'm saying, at some point in the future, Bitcoin's likely coming below 51,000. But I'll end up moving this entry price way higher. Unfortunately, if I could have got in at 66,000 like I wanted, my liquidation price would be over 80,000 right now, and my entry price would probably be about 54,000 or so. So I'm just lagging in, right? And I can be wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. Every single little trade I can make can be a loser. Wrong. But right, what am I only interested in? Don't get liquidated. So the two important things. The most important thing is that I have dry powder, right? That I have a funding source, right? Like I can go deposit money into this, right? If we go on some giant, enormous, glorious pump, right, and we might go over 76,000, I need to have funds ready to go, like dry powder, right? I need a dry powder to stick in here to prevent a liquidation. So dry powder is the most important thing. This liquidation price, having dry powder to continue moving my liquidation price up and up and up and up and up and up and up, right? So that's why I'm legging in, right? If I put everything I have into this, right now, if I'd have done it last month or 2 months ago, if I put everything in, it would have been a disaster, right? But it's very forgiving when you leg in, right? Tiny. So in essence, if Bitcoin goes over 100,000, I just keep legging in as it goes up, right? And so as it goes up and up and up. So let me put $10 in here right now. Now watch my liquidation price. It's at 76,212. That one filled right away. 76,346. So $10 made my liquidation price go up 134. What was it? Yeah, $134. $10 moved it up 134. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one more time on camera because I want to try to get my entry price above 51,000, just for the sake of doing it. Do it again. See, sometimes it'll say limit or market. I don't want anything to do with a market order. I mean, it's a limit order going in, but it's saying when it closes, it'll be a market price. I don't want anything to do with market price, market orders. I'm all limit, right? So now here's a new one. Boom, $10, about $11, 76. Let's see if we can move my entry price up over 51,000. Well, the price just went down, so that order's not going to fill right away. I have a pretty good hunch Bitcoin's probably going to be moving down a little further, so I'm just going to go ahead and put in another order right now. I'm going to let that one sit at 63,254. Oh, the price is dumping pretty good now. So let's see if I can get in front of it a touch here. My screen recorder is kind of making me blumber and bumble and mumble. So, okay, one of the orders just filled. So, okay, there it is. So that was another $10 order, and you can see my liquidation price bumped way up again. And now my entry price is above 51,000. So you see what I'm doing there, right? See what I'm doing there? If Bitcoin pumps up to 66, 67,000 right now, tonight, I'm just going to stick some more small orders in there, right? And so basically it's just kind of idiot-proofed it. Like I said earlier, this will start to take shape a month or two down the road. This might take shape if you don't understand what I'm saying and doing. If you just watch this, it might start taking shape for you in your mind's eye, right? If you're like, what is he doing? Or why is he doing that? Is he just a moron? Basically, now see my order size is 1,094. So basically, I'm trying to snowball this, right? I'm legging in incremental orders, and I'm trying to snowball this in to a big gob of money. So like here in May, I was all total, I was well over $100,000 that I had in the market. So as you can see, I'm basically starting with nothing here. So I've got about $1,100 in the market right now. I got another 100 or so I'll be sticking in here probably tonight. But I'm just kind of legging in, right? Like, so earlier today, when I was able to make a deposit, Bitcoin was at 62,300 or so. Where was it? It's basically at the bottom of this red candle. So if I would have just stuck my whole order in at 62,300, I'd have been a lot worse off. See, so that's what legging in gets you. If you're wrong, you don't be as wrong. But also, if you're right, you won't be as right. But let's just say the second week of August is where I opened this order up. So it's been over 2 months ago. What am I looking for? I'm starting to get a hunch that we might see crevices, deep peak and deep valleys. Right. So when I scribble like that, don't pay attention to where it is and how much it is, but it's just in general, watching for the deep valleys. So I don't think it's going to pump way up to the moon, and I don't think it's going to dump way down to the cellar anytime soon. I mean, let's see these giant deep, see that? These deep crevices, right? Whether Bitcoin's going up or down over time, I still expect these. It could be even more so now. We're kind of in between. I don't think we're in a bull market. I don't think you can call it a bull market, but you can't really call it a bear market. We're kind of an in between. We're kind of in no man's land, right? So I'm expecting maybe some big deep crevices, big ups and big downs. So I'm just going to play this by ear. If Bitcoin were to crash down to 48,000 or 45,000 or 42,000, I'll probably just take all profit. I might put an order in 10% of my position if Bitcoin says, if it comes down to 50,000, right? Where I marked off these lines where it might bounce, right? 60,000. 52,000, 48,000, 42,000. Maybe I put 10% take profit on each one of those. But that's just a guessing game, right? The moral of the story here is what's the most important thing? My liquidation price. But in more detail, what does that mean? Dry powder, right? I have to have dry powder available to stick in here in case of a giant pump that might come out of nowhere, right? If you want to know about the CME, this chart here, down in the description, I have a link to where I described it. I don't want to talk about it too much every single video because I don't want to bore people. But so number one, dry powder to make the liquidation price go up. I'm not, that's my number one. Do not get liquidated. I really don't care about anything else because this is a long-term play. And what's the decision I made? What's my only thing I'm thinking about? Right? You think about all this technical analysis and super complicated stuff and this and that and blah, 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 blah. What is the one thing, the only factor that I've made my decision? Down. This is going to come down at some time, right? Back here, I was saying the only reason I'm confident and I know this is going to work is because it's in a bull market that's going up, right? The only reason this is working is because it's going up, right? And it's irrelevant if it had these big downs, see these giant downs, those were irrelevant until there was a monster one that was just devastating. So, that's, like I said, dry powder, a monster push right now, tonight, overnight, it would get me, right? So that's why you got to have dry powder in the event that an event like that starts to happen. You got to stick it in there, right? So don't get liquidated and going down. The two things, only two things I care about. Don't get liquidated. And am I right or wrong about this market? Whether it's this month, next month, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year from now, is it coming down? And yeah, this is a halving cycle of Bitcoin that should come down at some point. So by then, my liquidation price might be 60,000, 70,000, 80,000. Who knows what's going to happen for sure? But 67,000 could be the all-time high for the next 2 years. So down, it's coming down. Even though it pumps, right? It could still pump right up. It could pump way up, but what's it? Eventually, is it coming down? Yeah, I think so. Eventually, it's coming down. Yeah, I think so. So, dry powder and down. Yes. So this is just for me and what I'm doing to explain things. I don't want to confuse people because you probably might not see this anywhere else. This is just my own little dealie I've worked out, basically because I'm not a technical analysis on the small frames. I don't like the guessing game aspect, so I can be wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. Like I said earlier, wrong, huge profit, right? So I think I've said everything a few times. I'll let you get going. I sure hope you enjoy this, and as always, thanks for watching.